I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. Hey friend, have you been feeling overwhelmed looking for the right online job? Maybe you don't have enough remote skills, or maybe you have no idea how to create a killer resume that will help you stand out from the crowd. I've learned that having a community of people supporting you through this process can be the deciding factor whether you make it or break it. That's why I am so excited to share that this September, we will be opening up our doors to our remote skills membership, where we teach you incredible techniques that will help you land online gigs by learning from leading experts every single month. Our membership will provide you with the skills you need and accountability partners that will help you succeed. For more information, visit learnremoteskills.com. Again, that's learnremoteskills.com. Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming back for our extended interview. I am here with Cienna today, and she's going to be talking about how to overcome your fears before leaving your 9-to-5. Hey Cienna.
Hi, thank you so much again for having me. I'm really excited to talk about this topic as it is something that is really passionate to me.
Yeah, and I am so excited because we all go through this process. But before we get to your tips and tricks, can you tell us about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Of course. So I did not want to live my life the same way every single day. For so many of us, we're told, go to school. After school, go find a job. And then you have to go to work, every day, 5 days a week. And it was just so exhausting, so tiring. And I could not stand living my life that way, being told when I can and can't use the bathroom, when I can and can't take lunch, or whether or not I can go run errands or have a day off. Like, that lifestyle was not for me.
Well, that's a good thing that you're able to leave that 9-to-5, because now you have a successful business, and you had to go through these moments of overcoming those fears because you had a lot of things, right? It's like fear of leaving a job that is a quote unquote American dream, and also telling your proud parents that you were going to do this. How did you actually take the first steps to overcome those fears and get out of the grind and start your own thing?
Yeah, definitely. So when I first discovered that I was going to pursue my own company, pursue my own business, live life on my terms, I went home one day and I remember all of my aunts were over and I was sitting in the kitchen with them. And I was like, hey guys, so I want to tell you guys something. I'm thinking about starting this company. And I just remember my family laughing at me. We're sitting in the kitchen and there's my aunts. They're just like, no one will ever buy that from you. No one is going to pay to travel with you. No one is going to do this with you. And, if you don't know my story, I run a company that I take women on group trips across the world. And so, they just thought that was so funny. And so the first step really was to throw away that mindset that no one would buy from me. Like if I would have listened to my family, I would have still been at my 9-to-5 job, living life their way. They would have been happy, but I wouldn't have been. And so that first step for me really was to say, okay, you know what? These people believe this way about me, but what they believe about me is not what I believe about myself. And figuring out what you believe about yourself and what you think can and can't work is going to be your first step, I think, for anybody, really.
How did you make sure that mind shift was something that you can really attain and go forward with? Because especially if people are telling you you can't do this, your motivation starts going down, and then you start questioning yourself, and then you have bigger fears. What if they're right? What if I can't do this? What if I have to do this all over again? How did you really make it into something that was attainable?
Yes. So honestly, it started off with affirmations. This is like part of my morning routine. I still do this till this day. I try to wake up around 5 a.m. I don't recommend that everybody do this because that is hard. But I do try to wake up super early in the morning before getting my day started, really, and just spending some time saying positive things to myself. So just sitting in like a meditative form. And even if you are not like somebody that meditates, it could just be like, just sit on your bed when you wake up, have a cup of coffee or drink some tea, whatever it is that you do, and just really say like, I am powerful, I am strong, I can do this, whatever it is that you want to do. I can obtain massive amounts of success. I am worthy of success. Telling yourself that you are worthy is important, because the truth is that you are worthy and you can accomplish any single thing that you set your mind to. We as humans have the ability to make a reality out of our own mindset. And that is something that I have learned, and so just saying those words to myself over and over and over again. So my process is I'll do that for about 30 to 40 minutes. After I'm done doing affirmations, I then say what I say is manifestation statements. So then I say things like, I am manifesting this amount of clients this month, or I am manifesting that I will be able to quit my 9 to 5 if that's where you are in your journey. And I would just repeat whatever it is that I'm manifesting over and over and over and over again for about 10 minutes. I only do this for 10 minutes because otherwise my boyfriend thinks I'm weird. So, I just say that, and it is a weird process. It was super uncomfortable for me at first, but really I got this whole idea from watching a YouTube video one day, and I try not to listen to any music in the background of it. I just sit on my bed and I say these things to myself just out loud. Or if, my partner is still sleeping, if my boyfriend's sleeping, then I'll go out into the living room and do it, or, somewhere quiet where I'm alone and I can do this. And then afterwards, I spent about 30 minutes in prayer. I'm a Christian, so I pray, but I know not everybody, believes in God, so that's fine. But just doing those 3 things in the morning, those 3 steps back to back to back. So I spent about an hour and a half usually doing all of those things in total, roughly. And that really helped shift my mind. But there's a science behind it that says that you're supposed to do that. If you do decide to do anything like that, do it for 21 days straight before you see real results in your life. So that has helped me a lot.
Yeah, because then it becomes a part of your routine and your habit as well. And it can take time, in the first few days or even the first day, it's going to be really feeling silly. You're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Why am I talking to myself? And then it becomes a habit and you're like, okay, yeah, this is kind of cool that I'm doing this. And then once you start seeing progress, you're like, oh my God, why haven't I done this? Like, sooner.
Right. Exactly. It's very helpful, I would say. And honestly, if anyone is listening to this and you're like, well, I've had a similar thing. People have told me that I can't amount to anything. I can't do something that I really want to do, but this X, Y, and Z thing has been on my mind. Just do it. Like, don't live your life for other people, because I had to realize for so long I was living my life for other people. I never wanted to go to college, but I went to college and I got my bachelor's degree because that's what my parents wanted me to do. I finished my schooling, but I'm so unhappy and I left school with so much debt. And, I had to pay all of that off. I did, thank God. But at the same time, it's like, did I really need to do that? I am proud of my success, but was it fully necessary for where I am today?
Yeah.
No.
And honestly, not everybody needs to go to school and get a degree in order to succeed. There's definitely a lot of people out there that should just go out into the world and start their own thing. And it can happen, and you can be even more successful a lot sooner. Obviously, I'm not telling everybody to do that. It's right. Not right for everybody, but if you feel like that, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a different path.
Yes, exactly.
Are there any other tools or recommendations that you can share with us, Cienna, that will help us throughout this process and really break down that type of mentality and those fears as well when we are in that process?
Yeah. So, it's really one thing to say to yourself that you are worthy of something and say it, but it's a whole nother thing when you start to believe it. And it's a whole nother thing when you start to act out on what you are manifesting and what you are putting out into the universe. Whether you are whatever religion you are, by saying things. I think almost every religion believes that there's power in your tongue. And even if you're not religious at all, there is so much power in your words, and your words become your reality, as I was saying earlier. And so, but it's going to take a lot more than just saying things. You can't just say, I'm manifesting a $10,000 month, right? You need to put in work into that. And so putting aside what everyone else believes about you, starting to really believe what you want to believe about yourself, because we have the power to believe whatever it is that we want to believe about ourselves, but then putting in that work. Like we all need to do that. And so whether that's mental work, physical work, depending on what it is that your business is or whatever it is that you're trying to start. I know so many of my friends that are digital nomads as well, they are like social media managers or Pinterest strategists or business coaches, things like that, And for those individuals that have service-based businesses, really putting in that work and sitting down and saying, okay, well, I believe this about myself. Now I'm going to sit down and put together a plan, step-by-step plan and step-by-step guide to getting my business from point A to point B to being where I want to be in my life. And I think, that is going to take a mindset shift in and of itself to get yourself to actually do and produce the work. So just, forcing yourself to do it, setting up alarms. And I believe that we can all be very successful. There's enough money to go around for us all to be happy in this world.
I love that mentality because, yes, there is enough for everybody. No one can hoard all the money in the world. So even if you want to.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Cienna, for being here with us. If our listeners want to know more about you, where can they find you?
Yes, of course. So you guys can connect with me personally on Instagram. It's my preferred platform at @just_Cienna. If you liked the concept of my business, you're more than welcome to follow my business on Instagram and Facebook at Your Life Travel.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing all of these incredible tips with us. We really appreciate you.
And thank you so much for having me.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Cienna. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview where she shares how she was able to start a successful group travel company. Hey friend, are you looking to land a remote gig ASAP? Well, did you know that we not only have a ton of online jobs you can apply to on our site, but now we're also sending them straight to your inbox. I'm happy to announce that we will be sending our email subscribers legit online jobs every Wednesday. We have done hours of research, so you don't have to. If you want to be the first one to hear about the remote gigs we find, go to theoffbeatlife.com to subscribe. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life. I'll talk to you soon.